Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth long-awaited episode of the Pigeonhole Podcast. You're with me, the host, with the most, Harry, and I'm with my two lovely, beautiful co-hosts. We've got the one below me with a nice little bandana rocking. I see maybe a little monster can there, which we don't advise you drink. Bad for you.
I'm not sponsored.
Not
bad
sponsored. Yeah.
No, we're not sponsored. They're very bad for you.
We've got Owen on the bottom. Clap for Owen, everyone. That's quite short-lived. And then we've got I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Come in, OSS HQ. Agent Owen, coming in. Spy Kid extraordinaire. Come in.
Yeah, we got Owen here.
Spy HQ.
Do you want us to roleplay with you there, or what are you trying to...
No, I'm a spy. You're not a spy. You didn't dress up.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't dress up.
We're undercover.
Yeah.
Well, you don't...
You're obvious. You stand out.
Yeah, if you're walking into like a place trying to be a spy, they're gonna notice you're a spy right away. If we
No, but I'd be a spy in like a corporate setting or something.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah.
Or on yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they'd say, "Oh, you live on beep 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 beep." Yeah.
1 hour.
What? Well, I'd say no, I don't.
Anyway, so did we say what we were gonna watch last time? I can't even remember.
Yeah, because we wrecked it, Harry.
We did wreck it. Wow. As you can tell, it's been quite a while. Yeah. So it's been quite a while. A lot's happened. The Queen died. Ooh, scary.
If only the Spy Kids were around.
Yeah.
Queen killed herself.
Pray for the corgis.
Charles has got her locked up in the basement.
Yeah. What else happened? I cut my hair because
I became a spy.
Because Deji won.
Yeah, because Deji won a fight. Yeah, you became a spy, Owen. Yeah, a lot's happened, but we did watch all three of the films pretty recently. Let's say 2 weeks ago or something like that.
I think we watched 2 of them 2 weeks ago, and then we watched Cats and Dogs a week ago.
Yeah, so I guess let's just start then. What do you guys want to get into first?
Well, I think we should discuss Spy Kids and Sharkboy and Lavagirl first, since I don't want to be mean to Owen's recommendation, but I'd say they're the main event, the two clashing films here that people want to know. Which one's better?
You're probably right on that.
That's fair. But before we compare them both, I think it's only fair to sort of individually look at them. So what do you want to say about Spy Kids individually first? Unless you've got,
Well, I want to say, no, everyone knows what Spy Kids is. Everyone's seen Spy Kids. It is the perfect kids film.
Mm-hmm.
It is extremely cool, extremely creative. Everything about it is just tailored towards children. Any child who watches this and doesn't like it, no child of mine. Every kid watching that wanted to be a spy, including myself. Every kid watching their parents, finding out that their parents are spies, and pressing a button in their house and their fucking bookcase opens up into a submarine. That is every child's dream. To be chased by thumbs and be part of a secret operation. That was my dream when I watched Spy Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your dream as a kid was to be chased by thumbs.
My dream as a kid was to be a spy, Owen. And you know what? Most people agree with me.
What do you mean by most people?
Most people who have
Toddlers.
seen Spy Kids in their life.
5-year-olds.
No. Most people who've seen Spy Kids agree that it's great. Nobody has watched Spy Kids as a kid and look back on it and think, oh yeah, that was a shit film. It's always, that was cool as hell and I watched all of them.
Okay, let's talk about what you actually like about the film, because it's all great saying, oh, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a spy or whatever, but what do you actually like about the film now? Because we aren't in our diapers pooing ourselves now, right?
Speak for yourself.
Diaper.
So what do you like about it?
Okay. Exhibit A, production design.
Production
What?
design.
Production design. Look up Spy Kids production design. I don't know if you'll find anything.
No, I mean,
but-
like, elaborate for the viewers.
Okay, Floop's mansion. Very creative.
It's not about, like, the
Corridors.
sets and the costumes and...
Production design is sets.
I mean,
most of it's set in, like, generic locations. What do you mean?
No.
Yes.
Floop's mansion is insane.
I can see it reflected in
not
your glasses.
You
why?
can see it reflected in my glasses. Look, there's this jigsaw piece window.
I can't see it that much.
Okay, there's a throne room.
It's not that
There's-
insane.
It's
Okay.
not.
Fine. It's
Sharkboy and
crea-
Lavagirl, that's better.
It's very creative. And it's not like Sharkboy and Lavagirl where they're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's genuinely thoughtful and creative, I would say.
He's got an army of thumbs.
Yeah, and do you know what he says? He says, when I snap my fingers snap you.
Yeah, that's like the one cool line from the entire film. The one line that was like, oh, that's kind of like a cute little thing that he said. But like,
I just think
how
it's-
is the set design like this great thing? Like,
Well, I'm just listing it in the list of things that are
I'm
good,
just-
Harry. I'm
I'm
not
just
saying it
thinking
doesn't
about
master.
it.
I'm just saying it's better than Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
No, but I'm just thinking about it. Like, so they're in like a Mediterranean like beachside home or whatever, and then that just looks like your average house.
A house that any kid would want to live in.
And then they go to like a hut on an island that's just a hut.
Okay, well, obviously, I'm not saying that's like the height of set design.
And then they go to an airport, and it's just an airport, and Danny Trejo's there.
An airport.
Yeah, because they get that jet.
Oh yeah, Machete's airport. And by the way, this is a part of the Robert Rodriguez cinematic universe as well.
You didn't even
so-
remember that, so it can't
Yes,
be
I
that
did.
memorable.
I
I've
just
just had to
remember the
remind
airport. I
you.
remember Machete though.
I've just had to remind him of like a key bit.
I forgot that it was an airport. I just thought it was a spy making facility.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's not a key bit. The fact that it's an airport, it doesn't matter. Okay,
They have
whatever,
to
you
get that jet to get to Floop's Island.
Okay, sorry, I didn't remember this one tiny little plot point. By the way, the thumbs, the Fluglies.
The Fluglies are
mansion.
not cool. They are ugly.
I know,
Oh,
I know,
they are
that's the
the
point.
worst.
That's the point.
No,
They're meant to be
I get that's the point, but it's almost as if you're saying like purely because the design is wacky that automatic or like
Yeah, it makes it good.
make just automatically makes it good. But that's not how design.
You're saying,
like the
you're,
Fluglies.
you're saying, oh, Sharkboy and Lavagirl just threw stuff at the wall and saw what stick. Like, that is what all the designs in Spy Kids are. Just whatever they
What?
thought looked craziest.
No,
Like, they thought,
okay,
how
maybe
can we
just for
make
the
everything look
Fluglies.
stupid?
No, maybe just for the Fluglies, but that's the point because you meant to look at it and think that is a terrible mascot for a kids show. Why do kids like this? And B, that would be an awful existence if a human spy, got turned into a Flugly, which is what happens to Junie and Carmen's dad.
See, the best part about the Fluglies, however, was the bit where it says like what they're saying, but in reverse.
Yeah,
is
when
like
I was a child, that blew my mind.
that was a decent part. That I did.
Floop is a
enjoy that
madman,
bit.
help us, save us. Floop is a madman, help us, save us. Play that backwards, and that's the Floop song.
Yeah, I like that bit because I didn't even think about it. But apart from that, what else is to like about it?
That bit at the start where the dad is having the dream sequence and he beats up that other dad, that's cool.
No, it's not.
The whole-
No,
the
it's
whole-
not. It isn't. No, it's not. That is not
That's
cool.
not cool.
That is not cool. Don't
That's
lie
just
to
a-
us and
Hey,
say
when,
that was cool.
when school
It's not
bullies
cool.
was stealing your milk at school, you
I didn't have
you
bullies
like
in school.
yeah, I got you. That is a complete lie. I bullied you in school, Harry. Let alone all your kids at school
No,
bullied you.
Okay. Okay, so in school you bullied me.
Yeah, and you fantasized every day about your dad coming to school and like throwing my dad like through a window.
To be fair, Harry's dad is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, but Antonio Banderas didn't do anything. He was
Any-
just a simp,
any
and he backed
child-
down.
Any child would want Antonio Banderas as a child.
He was a beta
father.
male. He backed down.
What did he back down from? He got turned into a Flugly. to
He
save
didn't,
his
he didn't
kids.
throw him through the window. It was just in his head. He just walked off.
Well, yeah, because he's not gonna He's not gonna do that in a school and get arrested, is he?
What, so beating somebody up now compromises him and makes everyone realise he's a spy?
No, I'm saying he'll get arrested if he beats up someone's dad outside of school. The dad didn't actually do anything. He uses his powers for good, and it's like when you start learning karate and they're like, don't use it, only use this in self-defense. The dad didn't hit him.
How many karate lessons have you been to?
Well, that's what they say.
You've been watching too much Karate Kid.
I'm a spy.
No, you're not.
You aren't a spy. You live in a lie.
You're as much of a spy as Antonio Banderas is.
And he's an incredible spy. Did you
He's
not
an
see that?
actor. That's all you're doing, acting.
Okay.
Right, you've been acting since you were a little kid.
Right. So, what don't you like about Spy Kids then?
You know what perfectly sums up my opinion of Spy Kids? Is when I asked my girlfriend if she'd ever seen Spy Kids, and she got it confused with Spy Next Door featuring Jackie Chan, and then said, "Oh no, Spy Kids is that shit kids film," and I was like, "Yeah, it is." That perfectly sums it up.
What I hate about it is that there isn't any. The thing that I hate about it is that there's nothing to like about it.
The thumbs.
Yeah, okay.
They look shit.
The only things that I like about the film is, I think I like the design of the thumbs.
I like when Antonio
one-
Banderas goes into his spy outfit and he puts his mustache back on. That's about the only part I like.
The one line that you said then.
I smack my fingers and my finger snap you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. But apart from that, unless you can jog my memory on something that was cool, I cannot think of anything in that film that I actually liked.
Okay.
The things that I actively disliked. Pardon me, I'm hiccuping. Not hiccuping, but burping. That's the right word.
Darling.
I'm not stalling. The things that I didn't like were the two main child actors, especially the name of the little boy. I forgot his name.
Junie Cortez.
Junie, fucking.
Oh, he was such.
With his little warts on his
idiot.
fingers, little gross child.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he gets warts because he's nervous, and then at the end he doesn't get warts anymore because he's gone through a character arc.
Is that how getting warts works?
No.
Yeah, because you sweat loads on your hands because you're nervous.
Oh.
What do you mean, no, Owen? What, are you a wartician?
Yeah.
Sweating on
You
your
didn't
arms,
know.
though, that's kind of... Anyway. Yeah, I didn't like... Did you... We were watching... I don't know why you're raising your eyebrow that I can see above you, like, your glasses. You're raising...
I'm
it
not
pretty
raising
high.
my eyebrow.
But you... When we were watching the film, you didn't like him either, did you? We were watching...
Okay,
and we were like,
I realised
this
that
guy-
maybe he's not the best child actor, but in terms of child actors, he's pretty okay.
I'm sure you also realised that it
And
wasn't
Carmen
as good.
Cortez is a good actress. She was a good actress.
I think she was a lot better than him, but I still didn't think she was...
Yeah, but do you think she was... Yeah, but I do feel like, kind of, you were purposefully supposed to dislike Junie. Like, he was supposed to be, like, kind of dumb and constantly, like...
And a wimpy
I
little
guess so,
shit,
yeah.
and then by the end he isn't anymore.
Like, you're supposed to think, like, you feel bad for Carmen because her brother's, like, letting the team down, basically, all the time. And then he goes through a character arc, and then at the end, like...
What's his
He's not
character
nervous
arc, though?
anymore.
The character arc is not being scared and not being, like, dependent on everyone else and wimpy, and then he doesn't have any warts anymore.
And
he learns independent thought. He independently gets Floop to change his mind about being evil and come back to save the day.
Yeah, and then Floop helps them defeat...
And by the way, I loved Floop. I like Floop.
Oh, what's his name? Minion, the other one.
Minion.
Yeah. He helps them defeat them.
Also, a part I liked is when they were in the lab with the brains, and the dad wants to destroy. They're all trying to destroy the brains, so the dad fakes it. He gets a walnut. Wait, is it the dad or is it Minion who does that? Either way, they get a walnut and smash it, and it's like, yes, I destroyed the brain. That was funny.
Yeah, but that's not supposed to be funny though.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? No, it's not. That's not supposed to be funny.
No, because the reason why we found it funny is because it was like, why using a walnut? That's so fucking stupid.
Logic in child's movie? Shut up, CinemaSins.
I'm not.
Yeah, but does it being a kids' film negate it just lacking sense?
Yes.
I'm not saying.
Okay, Owen, hang on a minute. You can't say this when you're about to go and we're about to talk about Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
I literally rated.
Literally the most nonsensical film to exist.
Yeah, but that's not trying to convince the world that these kids can be spies. Like, that's not leading kids to think, oh, I'll be a spy when I grow up.
Didn't it?
Like you.
I mean, what? I mean, I just think it's shit.
At the end of the day, I rated them all the same. So.
But, like, it's not. It's just not an enjoy. It's not. There's nothing fun about it. Like with a kids' film, usually if there's like nothing to chip away at, then at least make it like enjoyable in a sense. I didn't enjoy it at all.
It's incredibly enjoyable.
No, it's not. How
it is a rip-roaring ride all the way through, start to finish.
It
never
honestly
slows
think-
down. It never gets boring.
No.
It's always moving. It's always got interesting stuff.
No, it did get boring.
In what place did it get boring?
The whole part after between when they get off that little island, past like going to Machete's airport and all that, when they're hiding in the city, like in the park, and they're fighting their clones, all that shit, I was like half asleep.
That was like 10 minutes.
I thought.
Bullshit.
And by the way, one of the most exciting parts of that entire film was when the roundabout was spinning and the robot jumps on and it's like...
You literally said
back.
to us, oh my god, watch this bit, it was so cool when I was a kid. And me and Harry were like... Is
Put
that
it in
it?
now, it's the coolest shit ever.
No, it's not.
It was when I was a kid.
I don't get why you... Yeah, when you were a kid, but I don't get why...
And it's a film...
Saying that.
And you're like, oh, it's a film for kids, and that's fine. But if you want me to enjoy it as an adult, then like, that's fine. And some kids movies I do enjoy, but this one specifically, I don't find anything enjoyable about it.
There's a lot of weight. There's a lot of weight in the sentiment that you only enjoy it because you watched it when you were a kid.
Exactly.
Like most kids' films you'll watch, you won't enjoy because you don't have no nostalgia towards them.
Do you genuinely...
Like, that's the reason why your two really didn't enjoy Cats and Dogs, and I enjoyed it slightly more, is because I have nostalgia towards it.
Did you genuinely... Do you genuinely think you would enjoy this film if you didn't watch it when you were however old you were when you originally watched it?
I think if I watch this film now without watching it before, I would say, wow, this is a perfect film for kids. And I would show it to my child.
This would be so far down on the list of films I'd show to my children.
What would be...
Yeah,
Go on, what would be top? SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Free Guy. Yeah, maybe...
SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. Diary of a Wimpy Kid 2.
Okay, there, you need to show them before they go to, like, high school.
Exactly.
Wait, so what age bracket are we talking about then?
Like, this would have to be, like, what? Young, like, really young.
5 to 10.
Younger.
But then just
Younger?
Show them any
10-year-old still watching this. 10-year-old, I don't think you're bothered about this.
If that's the case, then just show them any old piece of shit that a kid would watch. What's the difference?
Yeah, to be fair, that's not gonna...
What?
Oh yeah, Harry just putting on fucking Ratatouille for his kids. You show your kids good stuff.
This isn't good though.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's good.
If you were watching this kind of stuff, and now your favourite films are stuff like The Shining and King of Comedy, obviously what you watch when you're a kid doesn't affect what you watch when you're an adult, Owen.
Of course it does.
How? What correlation do they have?
What kind of sense does that make?
Our kids suck.
Oh yeah, I liked Ratatouille as a kid. Does that mean it has anything to do with The Shining?
Ratatouille is a good film.
Yes. Okay,
My
let's move
kids
on.
isn't.
These are just arguments that rot in my brain.
Okay, well, there's probably a lot more to talk about with Spy Kids. What else?
Okay, well go on then, Harry.
What do you mean go on then? I've explained there is.
I'm just angry at you both.
You know the telling thing.
Yeah.
What?
Is your original review was what, 4 stars?
Yeah.
And after rewatching it, you put it down. So
By half a star.
yeah, it's still half a star, Owen.
Very telling.
Half a star could put mine from 1 to half. And it's arguable. I could have done that.
Right. So you think there's no redeemable qualities? What do you hate about it, Owen?
What do I hate about it?
Yeah. What do you not like about Spy Kids?
I don't like Junie, for one. I think he's irritating. I think the Fooglies look ugly. No, I mean I like the designs. I just don't like the costumes themselves. I think they look shit. I think a lot of the settings are boring. It only gets interesting in the last 20 minutes when they go to Foogley's place. The best scenes are with Foogly and not with the kids.
Floop, you mean?
Not Floop or whatever his name is, yeah.
Okay, what scenes do you love that have Floop in it?
Just the whole end bit. Like the end bit where they go with their parents, or they go to Floop's place and they confront him. That's when that's the best part of the film. All the setup at the start where they're just learning that they're spies and they're learning who to trust and that. I just think that stuff's boring. That entire bit is boring.
When Uncle Frank Cheech Marine says he leans in and he rips off his mustache and says, "I'm not your uncle. I was assigned here by the OSS to protect your family." That was mind blowing.
You need to get a grip.
The fact that you're smirking when you say that just proves you're just bullshitting.
Okay, well, do you know what? I'm not bullshitting. And when we watch Spy Kids 2, I think Spy Kids 2 is better and Spy Kids 3 is worse, but they're still a perfect, actually one of the best trilogies of all time. I'm not even joking about that.
Oh, you're digging the hole so deep.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
one of the
you
most
are.
consistently good trilogies, better than the Shrek trilogy. I genuinely think so.
Are you
better than the Shrek trilogy?
Have you actually seen?
Shit.
Have you seen
the first and second one though?
Have you seen the reviews for these films?
No.
The issue why it's
low twos.
The issue why it's difficult to phrase what pinpoint a specific thing that I don't like is because there is it's almost as if everything is just in a mixture. It's there's no pinpoint thing that you can say that you don't like.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I just didn't enjoy watching it. It didn't it just didn't interest me. If I was a kid, yeah, maybe it'd be different. But at the end of the day, I can only judge it as an adult, and I never watched it as a kid.
When I watched Spy Kids when I was young, I liked Spy Kids, but when I'm watching Spy Kids now, I'm not gonna like Spy Kids now. I don't even like the aesthetic or anything like that either.
I like the aesthetic. I think something like Spy Kids that's entertaining throughout, completely not cynical, completely has fun with itself. You can tell everyone loved making it. You can tell that, you can tell that, can't you? You can tell that they put effort in. I would much rather show my kids something like this than Emoji Movie or Free Guy or any of the Disney remakes.
It's creative, yeah. Okay. But, I'm not saying it's a good film just because it's creative.
And but you can get the feeling when you watch it. At least me, I get the feeling that Robert Rodriguez put his heart and soul into it and just wanted to make something that his kids would like, and he succeeded.
I also think the CGI sucks.
Not for the time.
Came out 2001, Owen.
Okay, and not for
Jurassic
the time.
Park and shit.
The films looks fine. But you can't compare it to Jurassic Park.
It's made by Miramax. They're a massive company.
You can't compare it to Jurassic Park, Owen. It's like comparing another film from 1930 to Wizard of Oz and saying it's not, it doesn't quite look as good as Wizard of Oz.
Jurassic Park came out years before it.
Yes, and it was an industry leader that was well ahead of its time.
Not when it first came out, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Jurassic Park.
1993, Owen.
Jurassic Park
2001. It wasn't known at the time. It was a book adapted to a film at the time when it came out, Owen.
I didn't finish. Jurassic Park was known at the time as an industry leader, a milestone in CGI.
You're making out as if Spy Kids is a leader in the fucking kids market.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it was fine. Oh, in the kids market.
Yeah, and if it's made by Miramax, that's major backing.
And for the time, the CGI was completely fine.
I just said it sucked. I didn't say it wasn't forgivable, but it still sucked.
Whatever.
Just like Batman Forever CGI sucked.
Yeah, but that was shit for the time.
But when did that come out?
1997 or something.
Oh, 97.
No, it came out earlier than this.
Then yeah, I don't think well, I don't know what the budget is. If the budget wasn't that high, which I'm assuming it's not, then what?
Yeah, but what else could they have spent the budget on? Because there weren't that many major set pieces. What, Antonio Banderas?
Antonio Banderas, Machete, Alan Cumming.
I don't think
George Clooney.
Machete wouldn't have been that big back then.
George Clooney would have been a lot of money.
George Clooney, Cheech Marine. Yeah.
50 million.
I'm sorry, I don't know why. Like, what can you compare it? Like, The Mummy. It's better than The Mummy in CGI.
I'd say they're quite equal, to be honest.
I'd say they're
actually,
equal.
Wait, no.
No, because The Mummy CGI looks really good sometimes, but then really bad in others.
I feel like the times it did look really good was when they mixed practical effects in with the CGI.
I'd say the only time The Mummy CGI looked absolutely ass was when the actual mummy was on screen. And that's because they didn't make it entirely like...
What other times did they use CGI?
What, in The Mummy?
Yeah.
For some of the settings and that, like in the background and shit like that.
I don't even think we should be talking about the CGI because it is, for the time, it is completely standard.
I think we should move on to Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
You think we should move on?
Right, if you want to talk about bad CGI.
Okay, yeah. Sharkboy.
Right. So moving on from Spy Kids, that's enough about terrible kids films. Let's talk about a really good kids film, Sharkboy and Lavagirl. Iconic. Everybody wanted to be Sharkboy when they were younger. Nobody wanted to be a fucking spy. Everybody wanted to be a superhero, right? Because nobody wants a boring ass day job when you can be a superhero with shark.
True.
They're not even real in the film, but go on.
Owen.
They are real. That's the whole point.
Wait, Owen. You know how you just like raising your eyebrow and scoffing at what Owen said then? That's exactly how we feel whenever you talk about Spy Kids. It's the exact same.
Okay, whatever. Wait, hang on a minute. You rated it a 1 star, so I don't know why you're singing its praises, blowing smoke up its ass.
Am I singing its praises?
Owen is.
I'm just trying to get a reaction out of you, Owen.
Well,
I didn't honestly, right? And I realized this while we were watching Cats and Dogs. My childhood sucked because all these films are all terrible.
No, that doesn't mean that your childhood sucked though. Like I remember when I
when it comes to watching movies, and this is you know what the unforgivable thing about Sharkboy and Lavagirl, and I didn't even think about it because I never paid attention to stuff like this when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 4 years older than Spy Kids.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, 4 years newer. Sorry.
I guess.
And it looks worse.
And it looks absolutely dreadful, atrocious.
I mean, I understand it's because everything is CGI. Yeah, like the entire thing.
They tried to like get all like the whole 3D train, didn't they? So they made everything.
Like all the CGI is like the entire dream area is all CGI.
It does look really ugly, but at the same time, it is like way more heavily reliant on CGI than something like Spy Kids ever was, because they go into these like dream worlds and shit like that. So
yeah,
I mean, I guess.
And I think The characters are more likable, in my opinion.
What? How?
I don't know.
Sharkboy and Lavagirl has the best character.
None of them
By
are dislikable.
Lavagirl is shit.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not...
she doesn't really have a character, but she's not a dislikable
Her entire character
person.
is.
Yeah, she's shit.
Tell me who I am.
She's
She wants to
really
know her
shit.
purpose, but she's not. She's not like a pain in the ass.
I actually think that like all the
Not like Junie. She's not irritating.
Junie's a pain in the ass, but on purpose, like Simba at the start of The Lion King or something. Like he goes through an arc. He
Simba's
learns
great
his
at the start of
lesson.
The Lion King. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he's meant to be a pain in the ass, a little brat, and then he learns to be like whatever. He goes with Timon and Pumbaa.
No, okay, if we want to do it that way, I can say, oh, Lavagirl had an arc because she was like,
Yeah, she was trying to find out.
Okay,
who
she had an
was.
arc, but it was shit, and I didn't care.
Junie's arc was shit.
So Junie's was great then? Is that what we're gonna? That's what we're gonna say?
I'm saying Junie's was perfectly serviceable. Lavagirl just was like, who am I? What was even the conclusion of that? Who is she? Who is she, Harry? Who is Lavagirl?
She's whoever she wants to be. That's the whole point.
That
of
is
it.
not what.
That was the point of it.
That is
wasn't
not. That you're just making that up.
What do you mean?
Well, how did they reach that conclusion? I don't remember that.
Well, I wasn't even talking about that. The part that I was talking about was how she was like, "Oh, I don't like that ice woman or whatever," and then they became friends at the end.
Like learning to like one specific person who we don't even know who they are.
Learning to not have warts on your finger. That's a great art.
No,
that's a great story.
learning to be brave and speak up for himself and have independent thought.
Yeah, but Lavagirl realizes
speaking up for himself. All he did was he threw gum at someone or something, and then
No,
and then
well
was
he couldn't
like,
do that at the start of the film.
What?
No, but
And he
Lavagirl.
convinced Floop that he's a good person.
Yeah, by doing
did, he's
what?
not a good
person.
By doing what? I like your show. Wait, you like my show? Really? Oh, let's go and get rid of the bad guys. That was all that was. But,
Yeah, I agree. The point is he spoke up for himself.
You can't say you like one and
He spoke
like
up
the
for
other.
himself. That's the point.
Yeah. And Lavagirl realizes that you don't have to be special. You don't have to have an incredible backstory or any crazy.
Lavagirl is special. She could shoot lava out of her hands.
No, but she realizes that she doesn't need some crazy integral backstory to be like a hero. She doesn't need to have all this. Like, she doesn't need it to be special.
Well, do you know what? That is such a niche like lesson. Wow, kids,
that
to be
you
a
don't-
hero, you don't need a backstory. Wow, cool. Thanks, Lavagirl.
Yeah, but you don't need to come from major, like, because Sharkboy, like, he lost his dad and he's on this quest to find his dad, and he comes from a background where his dad was a scientist. Like, you don't need to have a cool background. You can be a superhero no matter where you're from.
Owen, the way
It's great.
The way that you've been skewing Spy Kids to make it sound like as if it's some sort, as if like there's this great character arc that's going on. We can do the exact same thing with Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Sure you can.
At the end of the day, neither of them are good films at all. I was just like you, but with Spy Kids, like with me and Sharkboy and Lavagirl. When I watched it years and years and years ago, I was like, "Oh, this film's so good," right? And I was excited watching it again after so many years because I was like, I haven't seen it in so long. I wonder what it's like. And it was shit. But unlike you, I'm gonna admit when I watch a film again and I'm like, this film is not that. It's like
You
not that great
wanted to
anymore.
hate Spy Kids. Before we were going into it, last episode you were like,
No.
"Oh, I can't wait to hate Spy
Yeah,
Kids."
because-
you went into it
no.
wanting to hate it.
No.
You should have had an open mind and stop being cynical and put yourself perhaps in the mind of a child.
No, here's
Why?
where wait. Here's where you expose yourself because if you remember, you maybe you didn't remember, but I watched Spy Kids again before we recorded that episode.
Yeah, I
and
don't remember.
do you know what
Harry
you said
he watched
after?
it recently.
Yeah, and then after you said, "Oh, it's not as bad as I thought."
What film?
Yeah, it's 1 star and
Spy
a half.
Kids. You get half a star originally, and then you give it.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Watching it, like a month prior to recording that episode.
No, because you know what me and Harry were saying is that we remember the one thing you remember from Spy Kids is how shit the CGI looks and how terrible it looks.
CGI isn't shit.
No, but this is what we were saying, that was the memorable part of how bad it looked.
The CGI...
And then we watched it and it didn't look as bad as we originally thought, but it still sucks. Like, it's not impressive at all.
It's not even just the CGI. It's just a boring film that gets covered up with really wacky and creative style to it, and then that bulges up this illusion of, oh, it's a really great, wacky and fun film, when in actuality it's not, and it's just the design and the sets and the
which are all interesting, and it moves from set to set.
What do you mean interesting?
To piece in a rapid motion, as a perfectly paced motion. No, it's not boring.
It is boring.
No, it isn't.
Boring, Owen.
Meanwhile, Sharkboy and Lavagirl's just a fever dream that tries to be the modern version
yes,
of
but
Wizard of
unlike
Oz.
we admit that it's not as good as what we thought.
I think they're equally as bad as each other.
They're both shit.
Like, I'm not saying that, Sharkboy and Lavagirl is the messiah. It's the zenith of the medium, right? It's because
but you can't love one for one reason and then hate on the other for the same reason.
What is the same reason?
Because you keep saying like, oh, they're just uninteresting characters, and oh, this looks like shit, and oh, it's uncreative. It's just Wizard of Oz in a dreamland. But like, what Spy Kids do that's interesting and different?
I've already told you what it does.
No, but you just say stuff.
Ugly, and it doesn't look ugly.
You laugh when you say that.
I'm laughing because you were like... Because I've already said that it doesn't look ugly, and it's got tons of creative things and interesting things and production design and ideas.
All right,
and thumbs.
Okay, but they're made for kids.
And an interesting plot.
Yeah, but you said...
who I can relate to.
Yeah, but you said put yourself in the shoes of a kid watching...
No, I said have a little bit of childlike wonder in your mind.
Yeah, you said watch them as if you're a kid, and watching it's literally like, what sort of kid goes, oh, the CGI is so bad in this film, I can't watch this. Like, no kid cares, right? At the end of the day, when it comes to kids films, it's about the characters being likable, being relatable, the story, like all the aesthetic and like all the bright colours, and like every kid wants to be a superhero. Like, you watch Spider-Man and Batman and stuff, but they're all adults. Sharkboy and Lavagirl are kids, and they will make kids think that they can be super too.
Everything you just said is Spy Kids, except
it's
and
not.
Sharkboy and Lavagirl does all of that worse.
No, they don't. They do it equally as bad as each other.
Okay. If you're a kid and you're going to shop, like, okay. Think of specific things inside the films that kids can, like, look at and say, oh, that's cool. In Spy Kids, you have all the gadgets. You have the gum. You have the miniature cameras. I always found that cool. You have the fucking, like, all the stuff. What do you have in... All the stuff, yes.
You mean all the stuff that can be merchandised?
Well, sort of, but all the things that you would, as a kid, you'd be like, that's cool, or that's interesting. What do you have in Sharkboy and Lavagirl?
The plug dogs. You've got
the infinite roller coaster. The whole world that's made out of desserts.
It looks like shit.
The school teacher that's literally a giant like robot mech. Sharkboy and Lavagirl's outfits. The shark rocket. There's the shark bike.
Hold on a minute. You just
it made the battle bus before the battle bus was even a thing.
You just said it looks like shit, but earlier you were just saying, oh wait, I didn't say that when kids look at films with and they don't comment on the CGI or whatever. So what?
That was Owen.
What are you trying to make? Yeah, but then you said, oh yeah, I didn't say that, as if you were backing off and agreeing with him. So what is your point? Are you actually saying that when kids watch these films, they're going to be bothered about the CGI? They're going to look at the CGI and be like, well, I don't really like that. I might watch some great film instead. They're not going to do that. I'm saying kids can tell. I'm saying kids can tell. Okay, so
kids can tell the difference between Ratatouille and Ratatouille.
Yeah. Okay, so you're comparing the CGI in Spy Kids and the CGI in Sharkboy and Lavagirl, like Ratatouille and Ratatouille.
Yes.
Oh, you are so fucking stupid, Owen. Oh my god.
What?
So wrong.
Well, okay, obviously it's an exaggeration.
Kids
but,
will prefer Sharkboy and Lavagirl because it's more it's more fantasy, like there's more fantasy to it. It's more unbelievable. It's cooler. It looks more interesting to the eye.
Okay, well, let me just go up to a kid and go blah 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 blah, because that's fantasy words.
What are you...
Let me just dangle some keys in front of a kid's neck. Let me just dangle some.
Somebody,
no,
that's the sign of somebody losing an argument.
Let me just dangle some multicolored keys in front of a kid's face.
The other side.
Clip it.
Wait, no,
that's
it's like up and up. It's like up and yeah.
Jesus.
Let me just get some multicolored keys and dangle them in front of a kid's face for an hour.
Owen,
that's what it is.
Owen, the reach, you are reaching.
No, that is not a reach. That is what it is.
No, it's not.
You're saying, oh, kids just like bright colours. Well, then that's
no, that's not what we're saying.
No. We're saying it looks appealing. Like, it looks cool. It looks interesting. There's actual thought gone in. Like, you're saying...
Actual thought?
It's
the most uncreative thing I've ever seen.
What?
What do you mean? When if you're a kid and you're going into that whole dessert world of the cookies and everything, and they're riding on a cookie from a boat as like a boat.
Yeah, they're riding a banana split down a milk river.
Split, that's it. Yeah, on a milk river when they're floating through.
And he's lying
on a marshmallow pillow, right? If you're a child looking at that, you know, most child would have like a sugar tooth or whatever. They'd be like, oh, this little place is so cool, I'd love to be there. Just like how you would say something like, oh my god, that little spy hangout, a kid would love to be there.
Oh yeah, what did you say?
Zero difference between the two of them.
What did he say?
Spy hangout looks good and is cool.
What did you say about
and it isn't just shown for like 2 seconds.
What did you say about their house in Spy Kids? You said that is the house every kid would want to grow up in. That's what you said about their house in Spy Kids. It was just a boring ass house. Every kid would love to live in this kid's fucking dreams. There's literally an entire area made out of like sweets and chocolate and stuff. Like, that is appealing to kids straight up.
I think at the end of the day, it just seems like maybe
they're made for kids, so you have to give them props on what they do to appeal for kids. At the end of the day, they're kids' films. Obviously, I'm going to say they all suck because I'm an adult.
Well, do you know what? When I have kids, I'm just going to buy them a giant Toblerone for dinner. You know,
what are you talking about?
He's laughing because he's reaching.
I know I'm laughing because it sounds like a reach, but it's like
it is a reach.
What am I gonna?
I think at the end of the day,
my kids has tons more substance to it.
I'm gonna buy them a big Toblerone.
Spy Kids has so much more substance. Like, it
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
At the end of the day, I think all it is, like, you were growing up as a kid, you wanted to be a spy, and
wait until Spy Kids 3. That's what I'm saying.
And then so that film relates to you more, right? But as someone who never was like, oh, being a spy would be so cool when I was a kid, and I'm assuming you're the same, Owen. That just did not relate to us. So it's just like we don't feel that way. But then again, maybe that might not even be right, because even as a kid when I was watching it, I was like, this film's cool. But maybe I didn't just vibe with it as much as you did. As I did Sharkboy and Lavagirl, because I think a superhero is cooler than being a spy.
Yeah. You can't.
Spy's not realistic.
Yeah, but what kid cares about it being realistic?
It's about realism.
I knew that I couldn't be a superhero.
Okay, so when you were like 4 years old, right? You were like,
I didn't watch it at 4 years old. I watched it about 6.
This film's a little not very realistic. I
wanted to make my own spy gadgets. I didn't want to like shoot fire out my hands or be a shark, because that's not real, guys. I hate to break it to you.
So you, as a 6-year-old kid, were going, I'd rather be a spy because being a superhero is not realistic.
I was like,
you were actually that kid in the playground that spoiled everyone's fun.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
And in fact, I believed in Santa for probably the most.
You were definitely one of those kids when everyone's like playing Yu-Gi-Oh or playing like Pokemon on the fucking playground. You were the one who went over and go, why don't you just play with sticks, because they're just fake monsters on cards. Like, you're that kind of person. Why don't we play Bulldog instead? No. Shut up.
Yeah, this
Go
film
away.
this film isn't very realistic. I might watch Zodiac instead. Yeah, that sounds like a much better idea.
Me, an intellectual 6-year-old, I watched The Shining for the 75th time yesterday. I actually watched it when I was first out of the womb. Yeah, okay. Jesus.
Okay, let's talk about cats and dogs then.
Wait. I haven't said what I actually like about Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Oh, I didn't even know it.
Because because surprisingly there is one thing that I actually like about the film.
Wait, I wonder if it's the same thing, because I can think of something.
Are you gonna,
I like that.
Is it gonna be some sort of sarcastic comment or
No, it isn't. It isn't.
you say
Don't say the
you
credits.
say the
Don't say the
No,
credits.
I'm not. It's not sarcastic.
you say the thing. What thing do you like?
Linus. And Mr. Electric.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Electric's
I agree.
great.
Linus and Mr. Electric.
Mr. Electric's great.
I like them.
Mr. Electric's. I think if we're comparing both of the films, I think he's the best the best thing out of either film. I think he's the only thing that I actually don't.
You
like about-
you can't praise Flubo, whatever his name is, for making one thumb joke. Mr. Electric is dropping bombs the entire film.
Yeah, the only annoying thing about Mr. Electric is because kids, like, I don't know, I guess they're trying to be funny, is when he like says a joke and you're like, oh, that joke was actually pretty good, but then he's like, get it, and then he says it again, and that sort of ruins it. But if that was removed, then I think it would actually be a really good character.
Yeah, because then it draws the line between him being funny to him trying to be relatable, and then that becomes unfunny.
Yeah.
Whereas if he was confident in it, it'd be even funnier.
Yeah, but like him.
But yeah, Mr. Electric's good.
I actually like him a lot. I think he was definitely like the best villain from.
And they really casted Linus very well, because I just want to punch that kid.
Yeah, Linus is real shit.
Making a kid dislikable it's like the reason why everybody says like they like casting in other films, because it makes them dislike the person, and it's that good. Like, you know, it was one of the things like a lot of people say about Game of Thrones is that they cast Cersei Lannister so well that you don't like the actor because you dislike who she plays because she's that good at being dislikable. Like,
yeah, I don't like this kid.
whereas I'm gonna be honest, going back to Spy Kids, are the bad guys really that dislikable? I mean,
well, I guess the whole.
Well, they're not really meant to be that, like, they're not meant to be like hateable. I want to punch him in the face.
I actually dislike the main character more.
From what film?
From Spy Kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, Junie's more annoying. He's more of a villain to the film.
I actually think the main character.
And yeah, it might just be bad casting, but
the main character
you know.
from Sharkboy and Lavagirl is also pretty shit.
It's a bit harsh as well to compare a casting of a kid actor to the casting of an adult actor, but
yeah, that's true.
But you know,
even in Sharkboy and Lavagirl, like if we're talking about the main characters again, I thought the main character in that like was pretty shit as well. Not that he did. I can't remember him doing anything like egregiously bad, but it was just like
yeah, I think the main character
actor who is not very.
Yeah, the main character in Sharkboy and Lavagirl is literally just there as a reason to be in that area. Like, that's the only reason he's there.
Yeah, so that was
Like, to give reason to everything, but
the actor for Carmen in Spy Kids trumps all of them, because she's actually really good.
In terms of all the kid actors.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, to be honest, but.
yeah, probably because. Yeah, I mean, they're just kid actors, aren't they? Really, you're picking up fibers really when you pick between them. But
did you like the dance, the song and dance that Sharkboy did when he was?
No, it was shit. I was expecting it to be really good when it started, or even passable, but it was just dream, 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 dream.
Yeah, well, you don't like that.
No.
it's really weird because I feel like Sharkboy, actually maybe Lavagirl, has like the least. Like he says the least, I think.
He says the
like he don't. What does he actually do?
The entire time is just like wants to beat up the main character.
And it's weird because he went on to be the biggest actor out of like all of them.
What else was he in?
He plays Jacob Black in Twilight.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can actually see it now. I know that you actually.
Yeah, and the others, I don't think. Like, yeah, I'm looking here. Lavagirl's literally in nothing.
The main kid was in Spy Kids 2.
Oh, is he actually?
Wait, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I was thinking of the guy from Mum Got Fucked by a Vampire.
What film?
Yeah. Mum got Cleveland steamed by a vampire.
I've never seen that film ever.
Mum got deported to an Eastern European country by a vampire.
Mum got paid $1 million to fly to Saudi Arabia and get shit on by a vampire.
We'll watch it with you, Harry.
Yeah, that sounds like an interesting watch. But
It wasn't.
I also like the sort of divorce that the parents are going through. That made me laugh a couple of times.
What? What do you mean that made you laugh?
Well, I thought.
Oh, because it's like so.
It's just sort of out of nowhere.
It just seems out of place, doesn't it?
I
It's
just
really
find it
out of
funny.
Did you
place.
not like
kids
when they
like this
became
shit.
cookie giants?
Hmm.
You don't remember that, do you?
No, I do, because it's like wasn't it like them being happily ever after? It was like in his thoughts what he wants it to be like or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, you're gonna be quiet now because I remembered it, huh? Oh, what now?
Well, I'm just saying.
Well,
Okay, whatever. Let's.
I think we should move
I'll
on.
keep my mouth shut.
Let's move on to the film that was arguably the worst. For some reason, it sucks the most.
It was really.
And yeah, of course it has the best casting.
Well, what about Tobey Maguire screams?
Tobey Maguire, Alec Baldwin, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, it has the best cast, but like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
cast-
Like, it's got the best
no.
cast.
So yeah, who wants?
I mean-
I guess you can start with Cat Zones, so you
I mean,
recommended it.
stuff like I guess you could have got anybody to play the dogs, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry didn't
Well-
even realise that it was Tobey Maguire until I pointed it out to him.
Yeah,
I think there is
zero
one-
clue.
Really good bit of casting.
Go on.
Tinkles!
Oh
Tinkles!
my god, I actually like her a lot. Yeah,
Is she the best part?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe. It's
She's just playing the same character she does in Romeo plus Juliet, because she plays Juliet's handmaiden and just goes, Juliet! Juliet! And they just copy that. It's the same, like,
Nothing
same
will.
actress.
I don't think anything will make me laugh as much as Harry doing that accent. It was.
Yeah. Wait, how do you? I forgot what she sounded like. Well, I forgot how I did her voice. Oh yeah. It might not even show up through the. through the Wait.
Oh, he's got a bad throat. This is gonna
Yeah, I know.
hurt.
My throat's really bad, so I might not be able to.
It's
do
worth it.
Mr. Tinkers, Mr. Tinkers. No, I can't do it, man. But yeah,
She's the best part of the film.
she was like a nice little cut away from all the horse shit, because we came to her and the evil cat, forgot its name, like every now
Mr.
and then.
Tinkles. That's his name.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, that was really stupid. But yeah, we go to her and Mr. Tinkles like every now and then.
And they're the best parts.
Yeah, but like, we talked about it earlier, and I'm pretty sure most of us agree, because before we did this, we were thinking like, okay, we can talk quite a bit about Sharkboy and Lavagirl, because we feel, you know.
Yeah, we have something to argue on that, because
Yeah.
it's like two sides. I literally wrecked Cats and Dogs because I just felt like it suited the theme that we were going for a little bit. Like, if I would have wrecked something else, it would have stood out even more. So
Yeah, but
you know, I actually did like this film as a kid, because I mean, like, everybody has a cat or a dog, like most people do.
and it's
But
a
I
spy
didn't.
film as well.
I didn't growing up. Yeah, it is also a spy film. It's about your dog being a spy. I think it does paint a negativity of cats that's a bit unfair.
Yes.
Oh,
Which I do not appreciate.
I
Like,
agree
it's
with
basically a film that teaches kids that dogs are good and cats are bad.
And the thing is, this is true. I did not like this film as a kid. I thought it was boring as sin. I did like the sequel, which was Revenge of the Kitty Galore, where there is an equal. Harry, cover your ears because spoilers, if you care about spoilers.
Are you on about the?
Wait.
There's-
before you like put your thumb up when you stop.
Okay. The Secret Society of Cat Spies.
Yeah, the good guys.
Yeah,
basically.
the good cats.
The good equivalent
Because
of
I
cat.
imagine
Yeah.
they got backlash or realised their mistake of racism.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
also
had
a
Society
third
of Good
one
Cats.
that includes birds.
Well, I don't give a shit about birds.
Wonderful.
And I know because you said, like, oh, you're not going to wreck Revenge of Kitty Galore, but I think it's important to watch this one. Because I think this one makes... I actually think Revenge of Kitty Galore is a lot better than this one.
I think it's 10 times better than this one.
I might not go with 10 times, but it's definitely...
Well, as a kid, I thought this film was boring as sin, and I agree as an adult.
I think the first third of it is fine. I think.
I feel like, with me anyway, I agree with you watching it that the first third was much better than the rest. But looking back on it, I don't know if that's because it actually was better, and the pacing was better, or if
I don't know.
We weren't bored yet.
I think the pacing got bad towards the end.
Well, not only that we weren't bored yet, but also because I've never seen the film, so like it's like the novelty of the funniness of like them.
The whole
animals talking just wears off over time,
Yeah.
obviously, and then when that wears off, then it's like, okay, this is like taking a real hit, real downhill.
I think the scene where after that it goes downhill. You know when he fights the Russian cat?
Yeah.
And like it just trashed the house, and the mum walks in to get her keys, and then she walks back out without seeing it. Like after that, I think it takes a nosedive and becomes a bit more boring. Because then it becomes more focused. Then it becomes more focused on like the kid and the dog's relationship rather than just the dog being a spy.
I'm gonna be
And I
honest.
thought the kid actor in this sucked.
90% of this film has left my mind. I don't remember.
All I remember that made me laugh the most was I don't remember the dog's name. Ivy? Was Ivy the female dog, I think.
No clue.
And she jerked, like she was scratching Blue's belly.
She jerked him off.
Yeah, it's like a sexual innuendo. That was the funniest part about it.
Not even an innuendo, she was straight up jacking him off.
And then Butch was like, she used to jack me off.
Yeah, she used to do
multiple
that to
times,
me.
by the way. Didn't it happen twice in the film, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so she's jacking off people in the film, so that's kind of weird. But
Another thing, like how the mum came into the house and blamed the dog for like there was just like shit was on fire, like there was shit ripped up.
Yeah.
There was stuff everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean,
cabinets
I'd
smashed.
also blame the dog, because who else was it?
Yeah, but you're not gonna think somebody broke in or anything.
Well, if I go in and the dog's just sat there like, and it's a new dog, I'd think the dog's scared of being in a new place, and the dog ripped up the house.
That's not how dogs really work, though. Especially
sometimes.
Like that. If it was like a huge dog, I think maybe I'd agree with.
I also think Jeff Goldblum was the biggest waste of cast. Like that was the biggest waste of money.
I've just remembered when the cats tied up the family and tried to burn them alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the cats are evil. Like straight up evil. Like they want to kill people.
We were going to see a family of 3 burn alive, turn into charred black corpses. They actually like saw death coming towards them. They felt the heat of the fire on their faces. They actually thought they were going to like die together.
And it all
the
takes
child
place.
thought he was going to see his mum burning, screaming in front of him.
It all takes place in a Christmas tree factory.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
That's where it drops off for me. Like, you know when he's like, oh, we're going to see the football, and it's like, what is it, like Ghana versus Uruguay, or something really random.
Oh yeah.
Chad, is it Chad versus Uruguay?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and when we were watching it, we were like, that is the most random.
And he's like, your
it's all a
team.
ruse. Because
Yeah, and he's like, our team is red hot, your team is doodly squat, and then he doesn't even go anywhere.
Yeah. What do you think about the master plan that Mr. Tinkles had in his locker? About
What, to make everybody allergic to dogs?
Oh.
God,
I think that's a pretty decent plan. No, I think that's a pretty decent plan.
I think that's...
I think so.
As far as villain arcs go, I mean, he's a cat, and they hate dogs. Like, in universe, they hate each other, so that is the equivalent of taking over the world, really.
He's living in the lap of luxury right now, and I don't understand what he's complaining about.
He is actually, yeah.
Because he gets dressed up in like bibs and stuff.
Well, yeah.
And like little maid outfits.
If I had someone doing that to me, I'd say this is heaven, this is paradise. Dressing me up in mind.
Yeah, do you want to finish that, Owen, or do you want to just leave it?
Just little costumes.
Yeah, okay.
Good job.
Don't turn it off. Don't hide.
I'm trying to think of the stuff that happened in the film. So the whole, and then the alliance with the rats, or were they mice or something?
There were sewer rats, I think.
Yeah, and then he said he was gonna.
He was gonna like the Black Plague, inspired by the Black Plague, put the disease on the rats and send the rats to go and infect humanity.
Yeah, that was smart.
And in return, they'd get Australia.
Yeah, Australia. Yeah.
So random, but see the film. I think Cats and Dogs, for me personally, has the highest highs of the three, but it also has the lowest lows.
What are the high highs in?
Lou getting jerked off by the female cat.
That was a
the
great
female
moment.
dog. Like that's the best moment out of the three films for
That
me.
was a good moment.
Whereas I think this film is also the most boring.
It's by far the most boring.
It has the funniest scene out of them all for me, but it's also the most boring.
I don't. You know when you're watching a film, you don't know what. I don't know why it was really boring.
Just nothing happened.
Because nothing was happening and nothing was interesting.
It wasn't. Yeah, what was happening wasn't interesting.
There was sort of like a really big wait between him getting to the house and meeting all the other spies, and then like
the finale.
Yeah, like the actual.
Like what happened in that space?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Like that is just like a blank for me.
Yeah.
Like they fought the Russian cat and what?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's why I said. Then after that, it was like.
Yeah.
I just can't see a kid really being entertained by it. But Kitty Galore, like that is like rip roaring.
I can see a kid being entertained by like the poo jokes or like the.
Yeah, like the scene when the dog
don't
gets
know.
kidnapped and pulled into the back of the van, and then the cats drive off down the street. Like I can see a kid finding that funny, or
Yeah.
like the bit that we found funny. The kids won't even understand. So
Wait, actually, I just thought of something. You know the start of the movie where the dog gets taken away.
yeah.
And he's the guy, and he's the dog that's on that like island, right? He's like living the
Yeah.
life.
He lives
Yeah.
in that's all.
But he gets taken away by cats.
Yeah.
So how does that make sense?
It's not explained how he escaped.
Don't ask me, I have no idea.
I just realised that now. I was like, that makes literally no
No,
sense.
it's not explained at all, I don't think. It literally just says he's retired in, like, Bermuda or something, and he's just on a beach.
Because if you got taken away by cats, you'd think he'd be, like, waterboarded
Dead.
or tortured or something like that. But,
Waterboarded Harry by him.
but he's just
It's
on
still-
desert
Yeah, they should have
island.
shown that, I think.
Yeah, that would have made the film a lot better if they showed him being waterboarded and
The dog getting waterboarded, that's what this film needed.
yeah. But I guess the only other thing I want to talk about with the film is what did we think about we talked about it briefly, but I want to talk about it more about the depiction of cats and dogs in the actual film. Because I mean, we have two dog lovers and a cat lover in here, so
Owen's a dog lover as well, Harry.
I mean,
He
both.
does have-
Well, yeah, you are.
I'm
You
equal rights for all.
Yeah, you are. You like both. So
I think films like this, Tom and Jerry, films that traditionally present cats as bad guys.
I mean,
mainly-
is Tom really the bad guy? I mean, he's doing his job as a cat, catching the mouse.
Exactly, and
You just
but
feel
he's
bad for the
presented
mouse
as a
because
bad
the
guy.
mouse is cute.
And it made me think, I don't want a cat, they're awful. And you know what, cats are great. And do you know what, as well, the cats in this film aren't really doing anything. Like, the first one, the dog chases it up a tree, like, tries to eat it.
yeah, that's true.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, but
Maybe
Owen,
if dogs weren't constantly awful to them, they wouldn't be
but
evil.
Owen, the reason why he's chasing the cat is because he knows the cat's up to nefarious.
Well, do you know what? I
things.
think it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation.
Because
I think
the dog-
dogs are just
no.
dickheads.
But the dog's chasing the cat away from the house because the cat is trying to lure the dog so that they can get into the house where he's making the serum.
I know, but in terms of the whole cat and dog conflict in this film, I think it's like a chicken and egg situation where the dogs were probably...
Oh, they're both equally as bad as
asshole.
each other in this universe.
Like, what is your problem, dogs? Just let them just coexist. The only reason cats are salty is because they're like, I want to be loved by humans as much as dogs.
I don't think that. I'm not sure about that.
Well, why else would they make all humans allergic to dogs?
Because they don't. Well, I get.
Because
not
they
trying to kill
literally
all of humanity, they're
multiple
trying to be-
times they
they're
called
trying
them mangy, smelly mutts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Well,
they're trying to get rid of dogs.
No, but in this, I understand what you're saying, but in this film, in this one, negating the info of the second one, like, they paint cats out as selfish and controlling, and, like, the dogs as, like, protectors because the cats just want to, like, influence the minds of humans to run the world. Like, it paints cats in such a negative picture, like, that you can't feel bad for them at all. And you only feel bad for them because you have a cat.
They're trying to control the minds of humans. When did that happen?
They're literally...
Yeah.
What do you mean that's the plan? They're trying to make all humans allergic to dogs. He's literally
No, I know that, but they're doing that to get rid of dogs and be replaced by cats to be.
Yeah, but not to be more not to be more loved.
Oh, I thought that was the.
No, he wants to control the world. That's literally his.
Oh, okay, fair enough
it's
then.
more-
He's a cunt then.
That's why I said this film literally paints zero positive depiction of cats, like none at all.
I thought it was because he wanted to be loved.
No.
Or cats in general. wanted to be
No,
loved.
do you not remember?
What
Do you not remember the history lesson? Do you not remember the history lesson at the start where it says like, "Oh, cats controlled the ancient Egyptian pharaohs until dogs came in to break them from control"?
I'll be honest, Owen, I do not remember that.
Well, it happened.
Okay,
Timestamp it.
I believe you.
Anyway,
You believe me on this one. Yeah, it wasn't as good as I remembered. I'll probably never watch it again. I'm gonna be honest.
It was really bad.
I'm not showing this to my kids.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
show any of it to my kids.
I'll show Spy Kids to my kids.
I would.
I'll show my kids Transformers or something.
I'll show my kid Human Centipede.
That is okay.
Start him young.
Send this to someone.
Yeah.
This is on tape.
Put him on a list.
Anyway, so I guess we've talked about all three of them now, right? So
What did we rate them all, guys? Because
Oh.
I just rated them all 1 star.
Great little segue, Owen. Well, I gotta go through them all actually because this might take a little bit. So I've rated Cats and Dogs 1/2 star. I thought it was absolute dog shit.
No pun intended.
Could have been Cat shit.
I
Which one's worse?
out of what? Spy Kids and
Cat shit and dog shit. Which one's worse? Owen, you've got both.
Cat piss is worse than dog piss.
Mhm.
Dog shit is worse than cat.
Right, yeah, it's dog shit then. Because it's the worst one.
dog shit. Then I gave. Give me a minute. Sharkboy and Lavagirl a star, and I'm pretty sure I also gave Spy Kids a star, but I can't find.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah, so I thought they were pretty equal to be honest at the end of the day. But
I gave Cats and Dogs 1 star. I gave Sharkboy and Lavagirl 1 star. I gave Spy Kids 3.5 stars.
looking back on it, do you honestly think Sharkboy and Lavagirl is as bad as Cats and Dogs?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Cats and Dogs is better than Free Guy?
I hate Free Guy more.
But don't like Eve. Okay.
I guess.
So it's
yeah,
literally not based on which one you like more. It's based on which one you hate more.
Free Guys.
Well, I technically, if I hate Free Guy more, then I like Cats and Dogs more, but I don't like either of them.
Free Guy's more like offensively bad, but Cats and Dogs is just like boring.
Both kids films.
True.
Is it like It's Free Guy kids.
Free
film.
Guy.
Wait, no. Kids, Free Guy's not. Let's not. have
Free Guys.
Free
It's
Guy
like an
debate.
older kids' film.
It's PG-13, but the main audience is fucking Star
So-
Wars, Marvel, soy boys.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't want to get back on.
We're not getting. We
But,
see our previous. See episode 2 for that argument.
Yeah. But so that was it. All 3
It
films
was.
watched. Down to the next thing. What will the next thing be?
Halloween special.
What?
Well, should we do that? That, I mean, I guess it depends on how long. Well, you know.
Yeah, it depends on how long it takes Harry to edit.
Yeah.
Really.
Wait, I'll do that again. Could be anything.
Could be anything. We will do a Halloween
Literally.
special though, but
Even if it's late, it will
Yeah.
happen.
And I'll be dressed up as a wizard or something.
we might do it
Sometime-
on Christmas.
Sometime in October.
Yeah, hopefully.
Nightmare Before Christmas special.
One film.
No, I mean Nightmare Before Christmas, as in Halloween on Christmas.
But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. It's been a great little time, and yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next one where we'll be talking about whatever. And bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.